Hello, my name is Julian Sibley, and this is my presentation for my EPQ. My project title that I chose is Fashion Shoot Represented as an Editorial Piece. I chose this project as it fits in with my current A-levels, which I am taking Photography, Art and Media. This also fits in with my current career choice as a photographer, and also I have been accepted at university to take photography as a degree. This project would also add to my portfolio. The aims and objectives of this project were to build up contacts with local shops, models, makeup artists and hairstylists, at least make a 6-page editorial, improve on my editing skills, and also build up the confidence with working with new people. For my first-hand research, I underwent at looking at real-life editorials in magazines. I picked out 3 highly recommended fashion magazines, which were Ella, Vogue and Marie Claire. I looked at the way that they have been set out and organised, and how the photographer had photographed the models, and also noted down the key elements that I had found in all 3 magazines, which were the models should be placed in the middle of the page to put key attention on what they are wearing, a clear theme or trend to the shoot, description of what the model is wearing, including some sort of price and where it is from, clear text, a title page, and at least 6 images to showcase in the editorial. With my second-hand research, I underwent at researching photographers that would relate to my project. From these, I went into the library and looked through lots of books and found lots of inspirational photographers. I also asked my photography lecturer for some photographers as well that he might know that might relate to my project. From this, I made a list of the most interesting ones, which I picked out 4 main photographers, which were David Bailey, Terry Richardson, Mario Testino, and Rebecca Magdalena. All 4 of these photographers have done some sort of fashion editorial or had their work featured in magazines. Particularly David Bailey has worked for Vogue magazine and lots of his work is very famous. Terry Richardson has done advertising campaigns for H&M. Mario Testino also has done a lot of fashion shoots with a lot of models. And also Rebecca Magdalena, who isn't very well known, but a lot of her work has really inspired me. The research that I didn't really think was very helpful were magazines which were everyday sort of women's celebrity-based magazines like Cosmopolitan, Cosmo Girl, and Inside magazine, and lots of others that I didn't think were very useful as they didn't feature the editorials. Also, I looked up a lot of other photographers such as Norman Parkinson, Corinne Day, Cecil Beaton, Rankin, Dan Howe. These were quite similar to the 4 photographers that I had already picked, so I didn't think it was relevant to add as much information in as I did with those photographers. The inspiration that I got from my photo shoots came from lookbook.nu, which is a website that features latest trends from ordinary people, which I screenshot and put into mood boards along with magazine cuttings that I got from the magazines that I had looked at as editorial pieces and got the latest trends from there, which I put together in a mood board. With my research, I looked at how the photographers use different angled shots, also their use of lighting and the way that the models look. My first photo shoot that I had planned was to contact local boutiques to see if they would lend out clothes for me to use in my shoot. Also, I contacted a number of models, a website called Model Mayhem, and also makeup artists and hairstylists to help out. I contacted 4 shops in Norwich, which include Daisy and Lola's and Prim Vintage, which both had contacted me back, of which I went and met up with the shop owners to discuss the shoot further. Sadly though, they wanted money for the clothes that they would lend out to me, so I went with my plan B, which was to organise a shoot still with the models and the makeup artists and hairstylists, but to do sort of basically a mixture of sort of different labels and try and do sort of like a winter trend sort of shoot. So I had got in contact with a few models which I set dates for photo shoots but didn't go underway because of either the weather or them failing to show up. So with this I decided to get in contact with a friend who had modelled with me before and do a shoot with her. Of this photo shoot did go ahead and was styled in sort of a gothic, moody way because of sort of like the surroundings was very airy and dark. This was a really successful shoot, though there weren't no changes in the clothing. So really I couldn't use these photos in an editorial because they were the same clothes. For which I organised another shoot with a couple of other friends to do a similar sort of trend, but this didn't go underway because of, again, the weather. Because of the time being really strict at this point, I decided to basically do everything myself just to save time and hassle in trying to contact people. And when I did the shoot, I felt that the photos came out not as good as I expected, but they were good enough for me to put together into an editorial. When it came down to editing the pictures, I looked at different tutorials in how to make the eyes look more brighter, making the clothes stand out a bit more, exaggerating the lighting in the photos. And this is my final outcome. As you can see, it's spread out with 6 different images. The first image is a montage of which I took 2 different shots and put them together to make them look like twins. Also, it's made as a title page, so you know what the editorial is about. Also, the text I made sure was visible, so I put it in white to go against the darkness around the edges. I am quite pleased with my final outcome, considering the hurdles that I had to overcome whilst doing this project. I didn't quite meet my objectives, but I halfly managed to contact people and get in contact with shops, even though my first idea didn't go to plan. But the main thing is that I managed to put an editorial together. From this project, I have learnt that my organisation and timing was a bit off when organising shoots with models and hairstylists and makeup artists because of the time that I organised it. It was around Christmas and a lot of people were unavailable or already booked, which I have learnt that I should not rush into trying to get the shoot done. I should get my timings right. Also, I think that my editing skills have improved from the help of the tutorials and me experimenting with the editing software that I used. Overall, I think it's quite a good project, though I have learnt a lot from it.